adjusted. Okay. Control freak. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I have a question for you. What level of Young Living's income disclosure is going to give your family financial freedom? Is it gold, platinum, diamond, Royal Crown diamond? Be thinking in your head, what level do you see is going to guarantee financial freedom for your family? Guys, the answer is none of them. The level that you chose would provide comforts. It would allow you to purchase things you haven't been able to afford, pay off debt, donate to charity, purchase a larger house, whatever. But will it provide a lifetime of comfort and stability? Not necessarily. More money can equal a short-term, temporary version of freedom, but without good spending and saving habits, without learning how to keep the money we earn, there's never going to be financial freedom. Just a short-term enjoyment of stuff. Here's the key. No amount of money will bring you financial freedom. And I have seen this time and again in all different industries and of all different income levels. 1987, New Jersey, big hair, okay. I grew up in a family with an abundant financial situation. My father was a well-known professional athlete, and I am so thankful to my parents for all of the material things that they provided me growing up. From outward appearances, we had everything. People were very envious of our lifestyle. But inside my home, money was extremely stressful. There was never enough money. Constant arguing and bickering over bills and things we could afford and couldn't afford. We had nice things. We went on amazing trips. We drove fancy cars. We went to great schools. But their money was being spent faster than it was coming in, which makes a lot of those fun things not so fun. And looking back, were they really worth it? And I remember vividly, as a 12-year-old girl, a little younger than I am in this picture, laying in my bed, listening to bickering about money and finances, and looking around my room and being really confused. And my daughter's 12. I think about her thinking this type of thing. Why is money so stressful in our household when we had such comforts? And something hit me that night in bed, and it completely transformed my money mindset to this day. If you spend more money than you make, you will have no money. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. And we can laugh because it's common sense, right? But it is not common practice. Most Americans spend more money than they make on personal goods, consumer goods. For me, I never wanted to feel that stress and anxiety that I felt in my household. And I knew then, as a 12-year-old, that no matter how much or how little money I made, I was going to do my best to live within my means and not spend more money on consumer and personal goods than I made. This was put to the test shortly after college. I was a third-grade teacher in Durham, North Carolina, making well less than $20,000 a year. And I mentally calculated what my fixed expenses were, what I needed to live, my rent, my car insurance, that type of thing. And I got really good at prioritizing what I could afford and what I could not afford, which was mostly I could not afford it, and what was worth spending money on. And it wasn't about having a poverty mindset or a scarcity mindset, that I would never have those things, or being jealous and envious of my friends who could. It was that I knew the feeling that I would have by living within my means, feeling comfortable and safe, versus the stress and anxiety that I would experience when credit card bills started rolling in with things that I couldn't afford. In 1998, I was getting married to my husband, Patrick, June of '98. And his father gave us this book, The Millionaire Next Door. Has anyone read it? It's a study of the habits of millionaires. that many people that we look at as financially free, financially successful millionaires are actually not wealthy at all. That they spend more money than they make. They have no financial freedom. That truly financially free people live below their means. They're frugal. They plan. They know where their money is going. They view money as a vehicle to independence, not an accumulation of material goods. This book cemented the mindset and beliefs that my husband Patrick and I had and shaped the habits that we have used for the past 20 years of our marriage. It also redefined the word millionaire to us. A millionaire is not somebody who makes $1 million. A millionaire is somebody who has $1 million. And there's a big difference there. The mindset, this is a phrase that we utter in our house every month, if not more than that. My husband just said these words on Thursday, not in relation to my talk, about a purchase he needed to make this weekend. This was our biggest takeaway from this book. Live below your means, save and invest for the future. Literally for 20 years, that is the mantra we have said for every single thing that we do. Before we got married, I was teaching. He was getting ready to graduate college. And we had big plans like engaged couples do, right? We were actually going to move to New York City. He had a job lined up as an investment banker. I was going to be a teacher. And we were super excited, right, to get on with our adult married lives. And right around 6 months before we got married, Christmas of '97, he came to me, he was still in college, he came to me and said that he was getting interest from NFL scouts to play professional football as a long snapper. You might be wondering what the heck's a long snapper, and that's totally normal because not many people know what it is. It's the guy that snaps the ball to the kicker and the punter. Like, that's it, that's all they do. He would argue that he also blocks and makes tackles, and it's all very important, but that's literally the job. And I remember when he said this to me, I said, that's a job? They pay people to do that? Like, that's amazing. But it is a job, and it is one that he's actually very, very good at, one of the best. 4 months later, he was drafted by the Chicago Bears, and we were excited, right? We were nervous, we were shocked, we were like, what's going on? To be clear, the average NFL player plays less than 3 years. This was so unexpected to us that we honestly didn't even expect to make it through the first year. We didn't know about conscious language then. We were like, what's going on? This is not gonna last. So we looked at this as an opportunity to save some money. So when we go to New York City, we would have a little, nest egg of some sort. And also, to be clear, his first few years of playing football, just in relation to the income disclosure, he made a little less than an average platinum-ish. Great money, not knocking it, amazing money, but not the millions of dollars that probably popped into your head. Although my story would be not at all different if that was the case. We would get not made fun of, we would get joking comments, teasing comments from other players, from friends, that we weren't driving the cars they expected us to drive, or we weren't living in the house they expected us to live in, that we were not living up to their stereotype of a professional athlete. But for us, it was never about how we looked to others. It all came back to that millionaire next door mentality. Live below your means, save and invest for the future. And creating a stable future and laying a groundwork for our family. Each month, we saved money first and pulled out our fixed expenses that we needed to live with a little fun stuff each month, which is the opposite of what most Americans do. Most Americans get their income, no matter what level it is, spend it without a plan. If there's money left over, which there's sometimes not, they might save it, they might not, wait till next month, right? But that was not how was going to make us feel comfortable, make us feel safe. It did not resonate with how we wanted to feel. That 1 year that we thought it was going to be became 2, became 5, became 10, became 16 years as an NFL player. And yes, his income grew, and yes, we enjoyed nicer things, we went on nicer trips, and we donated a lot more money to charities. But we always focused, always, each and every month, on saving and investing money first. And this ultimately gave us the freedom that we are able to enjoy today. So what is financial freedom? You hear that term a lot. What does it mean? If it means to you more things, a bigger house, paying off debt, paying off a mortgage, paying for school, then yes, more money will provide those things. That's just math. But for me, it's a lot bigger than that. It's being able to be comfortable and prepared. It's knowing where your money is going, where your money is living. I like things, don't get me wrong. I like things, I love seeing Hamilton, I'm kind of obsessed. But if it was for me about choosing things versus leaving my family unprepared, then those things would never be worth it. Financial freedom is you controlling your finances, not being controlled by them. It's having options. Options to say yes, and options to say no when things don't serve you. It's being able to contribute to your family in bad times, when there's a loss of a job, illness, or death. My family experienced this in November of 2006, when it became very clear that my youngest brother, Taylor, who was 25 years old at the time, was very ill. He had battled depression, and he was very clearly in need of support. And as families should do, we flew to Charlotte, North Carolina, where he was living, and we helped him. We got him help. We packed up a U-Haul, we moved him into my home in Chicago, got him medical treatment, all the things that he needed. For 3.5 years, he lived in my home. And during that time, he became part of our community. He taught at a local school, he sang at local churches. For those 3.5 years, they were so stressful time. Multiple ups and downs, constant worry, multiple hospitalizations. But I am so thankful that we were able to be present and support and loving him than worrying about all the financial stress that this potentially could have caused our family. And on March 9, 2010, when he passed away, my husband, daughter, and I were able to fly home from a Disney World vacation to oversee the preparations to bring in our friends and family to say goodbye to him without arguing with people over who was going to pay for an unexpected funeral. Bad things are going to happen in all of our families at some point in time, sad things. And oftentimes when that happens, the financial stress overshadows the loving, the supporting, the being present, all at a time when money is the least important thing of all. This is what financial freedom is to me, to be able to move through a situation like that without incurring too much financial duress. That's what money for me is in service of. What does financial freedom really mean to you? Write it down. What does financial freedom mean to you? Everything we do is shaped by our mindset, which forms our beliefs, which forms our habits in any avenue. And money is no different. Your money mindset is like a giant umbrella that shapes your relationships, how you deal with money, how you think about money, how you handle money, what you believe about money. Usually it's formed during our childhood. I'm going to put 8 words up on the screen, and I want you to be thinking about which words represent your relationship with money today, like right now. What do you think about money? Is it savings? Do you look at money as something that should be saved? Is it spending? Do you look at money as something to be spent? Is it earning? That money is something you can earn. You can earn more money. Security. Is it that money provides security? Freedom. Do you see money as a path to freedom? Anxiety. Do you see money as a source of stress and anxiety? Negative. Do you have negative mindset about money, of not being worthy, of never having enough, that having money is bad, or people with money are bad? Or do you have a positive money mindset? That money can be used for good things, that money can be used to benefit others, that you can attract money. Write down the words that resonate with you right now with money. For me, they're positive: savings, freedom, and security. Live below your means, save and invest for the future. That has been my mindset. For you, it's going to be something different. Do you like the words you've written down, or do you want them to be different? Our mindset shapes our beliefs, and beliefs can be positive or negative. Positive beliefs put abundance into the universe, attraction into the universe, where negative or limiting beliefs keep us stuck and hold us back. Do you have positive money beliefs? Like, I choose to live within my means. I will be debt-free. I'll pay cash for a house someday. I'll be able to retire with ease. Or do you have negative money beliefs? Only greedy people make a lot of money. I will always be in debt. I will never make more money than my parents or my spouse. I'm just not good with money. Breaking through the negative limiting beliefs is a whole other talk. Heck, it's a whole other conference, so we can't get too into that today. But I want you to Google when you get home, limited money beliefs, and see if there are beliefs that resonate for you that you might need to work through. Today, I want to focus on something positive. And many of you might be familiar with this exercise. I want you to write down the words, won't it be great when, ... Kara's in my head. Won't it be great when? And I want you to list one or two positive money beliefs. And after that, write, or something even better. So won't it be great when? One or two positive money beliefs, or something even better. Won't it be great when I pay off all my credit cards, or something even better? Won't it be great when I buy a house with cash, or something even better? Won't it be great when I make a budget and I stick to it for 3 months, or something even better? Won't it be great when I donate $100,000 to my favorite charity, or something even better? And when you go home, continue to write these positive beliefs, these daily journaling. Won't it be great when, or something even better? Okay. Our mindset forms our beliefs, which form our habits. And habits, as you guys know, are not short-term behaviors, right? Habits are the things you do all the time, and they're really difficult to break. So with money, they're things you do with each paycheck, each month, all the time. Now, my money habits won't be the same as yours. None of us in this room are going to approach money in the same way, and that's totally okay. But I want to share with you 3 of my husband and I top money habits, and then be thinking of ones that you might have. So our first one has always been to max out whatever retirement benefits are available to us. Different benefits are going to be available to different people based on jobs and income, et cetera, but that's always been a top focus. Starting to save money for a rainy day fund, the big rainy day fund. 6 months or at least of fixed expenses. What I love about saving for this and having it in something that's easy to access is figuring out your fixed expenses is like a whole fun little project in and of itself, because then you see what you really need to live on if something happened. So it's if you lost your job today, what would the bills would come tomorrow, right? Your mortgage, your insurance, your car payment, that type of thing. Not Starbucks, not Netflix, not the dollar bin at Target. Those aren't fixed expenses. But it's just little, it's just $1, but the dollar adds up. So it's an exercise of figuring out what your fixed expenses are and what you would need to live on for 6 to 12 months, and then making sure you save to have that. And again, these are my habits. The third thing is of paying off, if you have it, or avoiding personal debt. Credit cards, consumer goods. In our house, for the past 20 years, for personal goods, for consumer goods, if we couldn't pay cash for it, we did not buy it. Yes, we use a credit card, but we pay it off. I separate this from mortgage, car loan, and student loan, other debt, I don't know what else to call that. In full disclosure, I don't have those things now either, but that is not where we focused our habits earlier on. I love the concept of being 100% debt-free. But oftentimes, not oftentimes, occasionally, people can be debt-free, but not have money saved for retirement, not have money put away in a rainy day fund. So when something bad happens, it's very easy to go right back into debt. So these are my top 3 habits. What are yours? What is one money habit that you would like to go home and examine? Maybe it's looking at your retirement savings, if there are any, or if there aren't, or switching it up, or talking to a professional about it. Maybe it's doing that exercise where you figure out what your fixed expenses are and seeing where you're spending money. Like track each dollar for a month. It's absolutely like the most horrifying thing in the world. Like it's absolutely, if anyone's done it, it's like, oh my gosh, the dollar bin at Target does add up. Is it paying off personal debt, working toward your credit card, paying down your mortgage, putting money towards savings? What is one habit that you want to explore when you go home? Write it down. So we often read about a rock star or a Hollywood famous actor that goes bankrupt, right? Blows through millions and millions of dollars and goes bankrupt. And we laugh. I've done this. What an idiot. If I had that much money, I would never go broke. But you might. In fact, for every single one of those famous people that you read about, there are thousands of doctors, of lawyers, of network marketing professionals at the top of their companies that are doing the exact same thing. But the media doesn't tell you about those people. They are living beyond their means. They are not saving and investing for the future. They never learned good habits. They never broke through their limited money beliefs. They have a poor money mindset. Even at income levels that we would assume would equal financial freedom, they're not financially free at all. Money is a giant magnifier. More money will take a giant magnifying glass over what you do now with money and who you are. And if that's something you want to be magnified, woo, like, yay. If it's some things you might want to change, then now is the time to start focusing on those changes. It is possible for all of us to focus on mindset, beliefs, and habits. Every single one of us in this room can work on our money mindset, can break through limited beliefs about money, and can shift our habits to be better, stronger habits. Every single one of us. And every single one of us in this room can be diamond, crown diamond, or royal crown diamond. Every one of us, it's possible for. And it's possible for every one of us to merge those two things together, strong financial habits and a healthy money mindset, with the abundance that comes from those higher levels of young living, and create a legacy, make an impact, true financial freedom for your family. Everyone can do those things in this room. But most of us won't. Most of us won't shift our mindset, break through limiting beliefs, change our habits. Most of us won't do the work it takes to get to diamond crown or royal crown. Why? Because it's hard. It takes doing hard things consistently for a long period of time. It's changing your habits, which is hard. It's digging through your mindset. It's going back to your childhood to look at who told you what you should do and shouldn't do and can't do. It's breaking through your limiting beliefs. It's doing things differently than 98% of the people around you. And that's hard to do. But it is possible. We can all do hard things. It is possible for every single one of us. And I want to leave you with this quote from Dave Ramsey. You can choose to live like no one else now, so you can live like no one else later. Most of us won't, but a few of us will. Are you brave enough to be one of the few who does?